Hi everyone, welcome to our story quiz. It's called Name That Story. So there's going to be some clues and you have to see if you can guess the story. Now if you have a quick look at the characters you can see at the beginning, this might help you because some of these characters might just be the answers to some of our questions. Let's have a look at the first one. So in this story, a biscuit runs away and is chased by lots of people and animals. He tries to cross over a river with the help of a sneaky fox. And I have a feeling this story doesn't end well for the character we're trying to think of. Can you name that story? Do you think so? Oh, good idea. Let's see if you were right. That story is The Gingerbread Man. Can you tell me anything else about the story? Yeah, that's right. At the end, the fox snaps the gingerbread man, doesn't he? And gobbles him up. Let's see which one's next. Some hungry goats want some grass to eat and they decide to cross over a little bridge. Can you name that story? Some hungry goats trying to cross a bridge. Let's get a clue. Oh, I can see that lots of you have got this right. It's the Three Billy Goats Gruff. Can you tell me anything else about that story? That's right. They manage to trick the troll, don't they? And they all get over the bridge and they do go and get to eat the nice grass. Let's have a look at the next one. A little girl visits her grandma who looks a little bit different. She seems to have furry ears, big eyes, and a long nose. Can you name that story? Here's a clue. There's the character. It's the same. Her name is the name of the story. It's Little Red Riding Hood. Can you tell me anything else about the story? Can you tell me who it really is hiding in the bed instead of Grandma? That's right, it's the big bad wolf. And what does Little Red Riding Hood say to the wolf when she thinks it's her grandma? She says, Grandma, what big teeth you've got. Right, next one. When some pigs leave home, they decide to build their own houses, but a wolf pays them a visit. Can you name that story? It's quite an easy one, isn't it? Because it's in the question. There are 3 little pigs. Can you tell me what their houses are made of? The first house is made of straw. What happens to it? Gets blown away, doesn't it? The second pig makes his house out of sticks. What happens to his house? That's right, it falls down too. The last little pig makes his house out of something very strong. That's right, he makes it out of bricks. So it's nice and strong and the wolf can't blow it down. Next, we've got a little girl goes into a cottage she finds in the woods. She eats some food, she breaks a chair, and she goes to sleep in a little bed. And then the homeowners come home. Can you name that story? She's a bit of a naughty little girl, really, for going in someone's house. It is Goldilocks and the Three Bears. Can you tell me some of the words that she uses in the story when she's trying the porridge and the chairs? She thinks they're too sweet, they're too salty, the chairs are too soft, but she always ends with this one is just right. Now, a girl leaves a prince's palace at midnight, but she drops a glass slipper. Can you name that story? Who has a glass slipper that she loses? Have a look. Look at that. think that carriage looks a bit like a pumpkin. It's Cinderella. Can you tell me anything else about that story? Who does Cinderella live with? She lives with her ugly sisters, doesn't she? Now, I know we'll know this one. A little boy grows an enormous beanstalk. He finds a giant's castle and a rather special goose, or sometimes it's a hen like it was in our story. What's that story? That's right, it's Jack and the Beanstalk. And I know that you could tell me all about that story because we've been reading it, haven't we? We'll be finding out more about it hopefully when you're back at school. Now, a man grows an enormous vegetable, but he needs lots of help to pull it up. Mrs. Murray read this story to you a few weeks ago, I think. Do you know what the vegetable is? The enormous... It's the enormous turnip. And there are lots of people that help to pull the turnip out. Can you remember who they are? Yeah, there's the man and his wife and a boy and a girl, and I think there's a cat and a dog usually. Now, a little hen plants and grows some wheat, grinds some flour and makes a loaf of bread without any help from the other animals until it's time for the bread to be eaten. Can you name that story? We haven't read this story yet. I know this story because I used to read it with my grandma. But you might not know this one. This story is The Little Red Hen. Now, you might not be able to tell me anything more about the story, but I'm going to find the Little Red Hen and we're going to read it when you're back in school. A witch puts a spell on a boy and turns him into a beast. He lives in a castle and falls in love with a beautiful girl. I think lots of you will have seen this as a film. Can you name that story? Maybe the picture will help. It's Beauty and the Beast. I think probably you could tell me lots about that story too. You might even be able to sing some of the songs from the Disney film. So, here are all the stories that we've just guessed. We've got the Gingerbread Man, Little Red Riding Hood, Goldilocks, Billy Goat's Gruff, Jack and the Beanstalk. And I think you could probably remember lots about those stories. I wonder how many points you got in our quiz. I wonder how many questions you got right. I think I'll find some more story quizzes that we might be able to do when we're back in school. Now, it's time to go and see if you can find another story to read and see if there are some more books you can go and explore for the end of our World Book Day. I'm going to go and see if I can find some more stories that we can share when we're back in school next week. I hope you've enjoyed your day so far, everyone, and you have lots more time to look at some more books. I'll see you soon. Bye.